Hey guys. Hey guys, how's it going? So, today I thought that I would tell you about my surgery that I recently had and just my journey when it comes to these Essure coils. Now, Essure was a permanent birth control. Well, not really permanent because they said that you can have the coils taken out and then you can still have kids. So, um, back in 2023, I had my last child, and that pain was like so bad. And so my doctor was like, well, we have this new thing called Essure. And what happens is we plug your tubes and, you can't get pregnant, no sperm can go through or whatever. And it's like these tiny little coils that they inserted into my tubes. So, long story short, I was like, okay, I really didn't do my research on them. And after they inserted them, then they had me come back to do some type of test where they checked to make sure that they placed them in the right place. So I went and did that. After I got them placed, I just like started noticing certain things. And like with all birth control, there is some type of effects that happen. I would have like really bad migraines. I would have um, long period bleeding, and like a lot of cramping. Um, uh, what else? Oh, the weight gain was crazy. I was very small when I had my son. I think I was mm, maybe like a size 6 or a size 7. Um, I had ended up gaining a lot of weight. I think I got the highest I got up to was like 230. And I just like something is just wrong, something is off. So I had went and talked to my doctor, and she explained to me that Medi-Cal won't pay to get them reversed, that I would have to come out of pocket for that, and I think it would be like $25,000, something like that. I'm like, yeah, but something's wrong. Like, I haven't gained all this weight. Like, I'm having these constant headaches. I'm always like cramping, just like in a lot of pain. So then I ended up getting, in 2018, I ended up getting something called endometriosis. And that's when you have like a lot of tissue overgrowth in your uterus and stuff. And it was a lot. And I had to get surgery for them to remove all that. So they removed all of that. And then in between the time I would like have like a cyst on my ovaries, we'll go to the hospital and stuff for that because I would have like a ruptured cyst. Um, and then fast forward to 2025, okay, and I had a ruptured cyst and I went to the hospital for it. And I remember I was in so much pain. None of the medication was working. This is like right before Christmas. And they told me, okay, you have an overgrowth of tissue, and I let them know, like, yeah, I have had endometriosis before. And so they checked me. They're like, okay, yeah, we see you have Essure coils in your tubes. And I'm at this time, they like x-rays and ultrasounds and things like that. And I just remember being like in a lot of pain. And then I ended up talking to my doctor. My doctor was like, you're going to have to get these things out of you. This is the reason why you're having discomfort. This is the reason why you're having pain. She said, all we have to do is remove your tubes. They're your tubes. All we have to do is remove your tubes, and you should be good. So I was like, okay. So jump to 2026. So, I, go to the hospital on the day of surgery, and everything was good. Nothing was really wrong about the surgery. Everything was really good. Um, I ended up having the surgery. The only thing I really feel like that they should have done was kept me at the hospital, because like when you get something surgically removed out of your body, I personally don't think it's right for them just to send you home. Like you can get like an infection or just anything can happen. So they just, as soon as I wake up, open up my eyes, I'm still like dizzy, delirious, and they were like, all right, they scooped me up, put me in a wheelchair, was like, all right, we're gonna need you to try to use a bathroom so we can know that you're good, blah blah. So they help me, I go to the bathroom, and then they just start wheeling me outside instantly. Um, so my ride was there. I got help like with getting into the car and stuff. And I'm just like, wow, like y'all don't, it just felt like the care wasn't there. Like this, they didn't care. That's exactly what it felt like. They didn't care. I just literally just had surgery, and as soon as I wake my eyes up, you're already booting me out of the hospital. I didn't like that at all, honestly. So I went home, and I live like, I got 3 flights of stairs I had to go up to. It was terrible. Oh my God. And luckily my kids, I'm like holding on to everybody. Everybody's like, help me upstairs. So I'm just like healing up, just taking it really easy. I'm not lifting anything. I'm barely walking, because every time I would walk, I would get dizzy. Um, my heart was beating kind of weird. Um, I was getting lightheaded, shortness of breath. I'm just like, okay, what is going on? So at the time, I still know, like, okay, I'm still healing. So, 6 days after the surgery, I had called my doctor, and no, the fifth day after the surgery, I called my doctor and I was like, hey, these are the type of symptoms that I'm experiencing. This is the pain that I'm experiencing. And so they were just like, well, can you just come in? And I talked to them in the morning. And so they were like, well, can you just come in? We can just check on you and make sure that you're okay, because you're still post-op, you're just still supposed to be just in bed. It's only the 5th day. And so I was like, okay. So my kids help me down the stairs. I go to the doctor, and I have my daughter with me. And when I get there, it's like a line outside. So when we finally get inside of the building, the lights are like flickering, and all of a sudden the whole, like all the lights, everything just completely shut down. Okay. So I'm just like sitting there waiting. None of their computers are on, like nothing. And so I was like, okay, like what is this? What is going on? So I finally get to the counter or whatever, and I told the lady, like, hey, I have an appointment. I was told to come in because I've been having these type of symptoms. And so the lady was like, well, they're gonna call you back there just to like check your weight, but I'm not for sure if there's something that we can do right now, because our whole system just shut down. Like it was dark in there. Okay. So they called me to the back, they took my weight, and everything seemed like it was okay or whatever. But then they were like, we're not going to be able to see you. We can't look at anything. Um, if the symptoms you're having, if they still, you know, happen tomorrow, just go to the hospital, because they want to see if they want me to get some labs ran to make sure that I don't have an infection inside of my stomach, that I don't have any internal bleeding. Um, and so that was my plan. So I go back home. I get up the next day, and all of a sudden, I'm talking about the pain that I was in. Boy, the pain was in my pelvic area. was like just sharp, 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 sharp shooting pain in my pelvic area. My hips, just everything below hips, the butt area, the pelvic area, everything just sharp shooting pain. So I'm just like crying. The pain is shooting down to my legs, down to my toes. My toes are hurting. I got my feet like stretched out. I'm like, something is wrong. So I take the medication. This is on the 6th day too. So I take my medication, and the medication's not working. I'm like, okay, something is completely wrong. Like, why am I feeling like this? Why am I having these type of pains? So fast forward to that same day, I get up, I get ready, I go to the hospital, and I go back to the same hospital that I had my surgery from. So I go to the hospital and I tell them, hey, I'm post op surgery. I just was here 6 days ago and I just had my fallopian tubes removed because I had Essure coils inside of my fallopian tubes and they got removed. They were causing me problems. So they were like, okay, so they took me to the back, and I'm just still back there crying and screaming because I'm in just so much pain. Like, they got me in a wheelchair now, they're like wheeling me around. They took blood work. Um, they had me do x-ray. They also had me do a certain type of x-ray where they put you in some type of tube and they inject they hook you up with an IV, and they inject the IV and you're laying like this. And they let you know that you're going to feel like a warm sensation. You're going to feel warm in your throat, warm in your stomach, and you may feel a little nauseous. Now, by this time, I done already had an X-ray. I done already had an ultrasound. Um, I believe that this was like the last thing, and so I'm just like laying back. My hands are like this, and I'm just like laying back on the table. And so I felt that warm sensation. And then I did feel a little bit of nauseous, but then the nauseousness uh got very strong. And as I'm laying back, I just go, "Ugh," and I just throw up, and the throw up just slides back all in my hair and stuff. And so they rush over there, and um they, start cleaning me up, and we changed the gown that I was in. We changed from another gown. They get the throw up out of my hair and stuff like that. Now I'm feeling really bad because they already gave me pain medication to take away the pain. Now I done threw everything back up. But mind you, the pain medication never even kicked in. Like, I couldn't even feel it because I was in so much pain. So then they take me back, and I'm just like laying there like, God, please let me get some type of answers, because this is like a lot. I need to know exactly what is going on with me. So I'm just like sitting there and praying, and um a nurse comes in and she's like, okay, well, we checked, everything, and you don't have any infections, and you don't have any blood clogs, and you don't have any internal bleeding. Like, everything came back good. She was like, but what we do see is that you have Essure in your tubes. And I was like, I'm like, wait, can you repeat that? She was like, I see that you have Essure in your tubes. And I'm like, there's no way. There's no way that you see Essure in my tubes. I said, you have to be looking at a old ultrasound or old X-ray from when they last did it in December 2025. There's no way you see that. I said, please go back and check again, because I was just here 6 days ago and they removed my tubes to remove the Essure coils. So she's like, okay, give me a moment. So she leaves, and then she goes and she actually calls my doctor. If I can hear her, she's like right outside or whatever. She actually called my doctor, and she was like, hey, this and such is going on. I don't know if this is good. Da, da, da. So then she comes back and she was like, hey, actually, you're right. You don't have any more fallopian tubes. They have been removed. However, I I I I know why you're in pain. She was like, um, the Essure coils are embedded in your uterus wall. And I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't think I'm hearing you correctly. Uh-uh. I know I'm not hearing you correctly, as a matter of fact. I'm like, I say, can you repeat that one more time? Because I got my tubes taken out because the Essure coils were in there and they were causing me problems. I was already in a bunch of pain. And she explained to me that, my tubes were used to them being in there, right? But my uterus is not used to this foreign object being in my uterus, and that is why I'm so much pain. She says, I don't know when they moved or migrated. She was like, you can look it up. It says that these things migrate. These things haven't been known to move. She's like, you can look it up. But I'm so sorry to tell you this, but yes, they removed your tubes, but the Essure coils have migrated into your uterus. And right now, that's why you are in a lot of pain. All I can do was cry. All I can do was cry because what? Are you serious? Are you serious? Is this really what you're telling me right now? So I had to contact my doctor, tell her, what's going on. Mind you, they already contacted her, so she already knows what's going on. Um, she already knows what's going on. Um, and so I'm just like in shock. And so I go see the doctor the next day. She's just like hugging me, like, I'm so sorry. She's like, these things have migrated and this is why you're in so much pain. She was like, so now, we're going to have to remove your uterus now. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry to tell you this, but you're going to have to go through another surgery. And so I'm just like, oh my God. So, yeah. Now I got to gear up for another surgery. Unfortunately. Terrible. Terrible. So, if anybody out there has dealt with Essure, this company, um, drop a comment. Let me know your experience on how you've dealt with it. And if you got the surgery to get them removed, um, let me know. How was it? What did you do? Things that you experienced. Um, yeah, this has definitely been an experience, one that I didn't ever think that I would have to go through, but however, I do. So, um, yeah, drop a little chat in the chat. Anyway, it has been real, guys. I just wanted to just hop on here and just share what I've been going through. And so that's why when you guys were seeing me and I'm like in the bed doing Bible study is because I was on bed rest. And so now it's just very comfortable for me to just do it while I'm in my bed, y'all. So yeah. Um yeah, let me know your experiences if you've ever dealt with it, or if you even know somebody that dealt with it. If you know somebody that's dealt with a hysterectomy before, let me know. Give me some little tips, some pointers, some heads up, something like that. This whole experience has been really crazy. So I'm just dealing with it right now. But yep, I'll be staying prayed up because I know that God got me for sure. So anyway, you guys, love y'all. Just wanted to just check in and just share my story with you guys, and hopefully I meet somebody that's going through it or have gone through it as well. Anyway, you guys take care. Bye.